Hi, I'm Dr. LaFon. How are we doing today?
Hi, I'm Cameron. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Now I'm going to ask you a few quick questions just to make sure our records are up to date, okay?
Are these records like,
Just basic, like not financial records,
they're
health
private,
records.
right?
Yes, of course. Of
So
course.
you follow HIPAA?
Of course we do.
Okay.
So, are there any medications that you're allergic to that you're aware of?
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right.
Hopefully.
Okay. All right. Did you get your flu shot this year?
Yes, I did. My job required us to get one, so they also offered to give us free ones at work.
That's awesome. Now I'm going to ask you some questions pertaining to your health habits. We ask this of all of our patients, and it's just to make sure that we can keep you safe in case we need to prescribe any medications today. All right?
Of course. Sounds good.
All right. So, have you used any tobacco products in the last 12 months?
No, not after all these commercials they be having talking about don't use this, don't use that, this isn't safe, this isn't whatever, and blah blah blah. So, no.
Right.
And all these cancers coming from those.
It's true. It's very true. All right. So, we're going to get into some alcohol use now. All right?
Okay.
All right. How often do you have a drink containing alcohol?
I go out every weekend with my girlfriend, so probably like every weekend, starting like Thursday, because I don't have class after that, and I drink only at night. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every other Sunday, because I go to church every other Sunday as well.
All right.
When I'm not drinking, I don't drink when I go to church.
Okay.
Gotta make that very clear.
All right. And then how many alcoholic drinks do you have on a typical night out?
5 or 6, depending on what it is. Some drinks are heavier than others, so less drinking if it's heavy.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about substance abuse, okay?
Okay.
All right. How often in the last year have you used an illegal drug or prescription medication for non-medication reasons?
When you say illegal, do you mean like marijuana?
Yeah, among other things, but mostly marijuana, yes.
Then no, because
Okay.
yeah, I kind of made that choice in like high school. I was like, no, I don't think I'm ever gonna use marijuana.
All right. And then
So
you
I
use prescription drugs or anything for non-medical reasons?
no, I mean I have eczema, so I have a prescription for that, but that's about it.
Okay. All right. Now I'm a bit concerned about your alcohol use. Do you mind if we ask you a few more questions about that just to get a better grasp of your habits?
Sure.
All right. So, how often in the last year have you found you were not able to stop drinking once you started?
Not very often. Maybe 1 or 2 nights. 2 nights like every month, not like an every day thing or anything like that.
All right. How often in the last year have you failed to do what was normally expected of you because of your drinking?
Never. I'm one of those people that like kind of thinks ahead, so I usually have every assignment done or whatever within like by Monday, so then I know what I have to use. We have like a designated driver, or if we all decide we want to all party, we get an Uber or something, or we know somebody's not going to be drinking that can come get us.
All right, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that you're being responsible with your drinking. How often in the last year have you needed a first drink in the morning just to get going after a heavy night of drinking?
Never. I only drink at night, so it's not really an option. My roommate's kind of, tight about how the room
Okay.
is, and the rules on campus are like, hey, I'm like, hey, no, no, thank you. I don't want to get locked up.
Okay. And then how often in the last year have you felt remorse or guilt after drinking?
I want to say never, but I have had a few times that I felt guilty. I've actually never really had a hangover, but I've had like, I puked the night before or whatever. So hopefully and prayerfully never again, because that's kind of bad. I mean, my religion's like, you can drink, but you're not really supposed to get drunk, and I felt guilty because it was the first time I actually got drunk.
Yeah. So would you say that happens on a weekly basis, or?
Not a weekly, more like maybe once or twice a month. So yeah.
Okay.
It's not a weekly though.
Okay. And then how often in the last year have you been unable to remember what happened the night before because of your drinking?
Maybe once a month. Because like I blacked out before, I didn't know what had really happened, and my friends had tell me what happened the night before, and I was really embarrassed about it. And they had videos, and social media totally ruins your whole life.
Mm-hmm. All right. Have you or someone else been injured because of your drinking?
No, my friends and I try to like have like every precaution thought out of. Like, okay, we know she's stronger when she drinks. We have like two or three of us there just in case.
All right. And then has a relative, a friend, a doctor, or other healthcare worker been concerned about your drinking or suggested you cut down?
My roommate, she seemed a little concerned last year, but then she started to meet my friend, and she's nothing now. She knows
Mm-hmm.
like they think about me too, just like she does. So
Mm-hmm.
they always look out for each other and make sure that everything's good.
All right. So on this audit screening tool, I'm going to show you right here. All right.
Mhm.
You scored about a 6, which means that you have some risky behavior with some alcohol.
I failed.
No, you didn't fail. Didn't fail. There's no failing, no passing with the audit. It's just kind of ranks about where you might be on a scale of moderate light drinking, risky, heavy,
But
and
it's out of like 10, so I failed.
no. It's not out of 10. It's just a scale for us. So there's no pass or fail. So it just, and because you scored a 6, you've been ranked as a risky drinker, which simply means that you are at risk of becoming a heavy drinker, which can cause a lot of problems health wise.
So
So,
kind of like a pre-diabetic, so I'm a
yes,
pre-alcoholic right
yes,
now.
yes.
Okay.
So, because this causes some concerns, do you mind if I ask you a few more questions and provide some feedback for you?
I guess.
All right, that's great. So, just to help me understand your use of alcohol, can you tell me what you enjoy about alcohol?
I enjoy like that moment of freedom, like when you were at school, you get really stressed out, and you want that moment where you can be like you feel totally free. And lately here, I've been struggling and had bad sleep and everything, and wake up in pain, and then I'd be looking like, oh my god, it's such a good day to have a drink, but I haven't yet. But the weekend starts, today, so
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that drink will be in the making.
And then you said your major was causing a lot of stress.
Yes.
And what is your major?
I'm a nursing student, so
Oh,
we're getting to the
yeah.
end of the semester. It's stressful. I'm starting to feel like I'm not going to pass one of my classes, and I'm like, I haven't partied in a while. My grades dropped since I stopped partying. I think I need to go party, just, get that little stress
So
out.
partying is kind of your way of unwinding after a long week and just kind of resetting before you start the new week.
Yes.
All right. All right. So can you tell me what you don't enjoy about drinking though?
Um, I never really had a hangover, but like the thought of having one and the fear of like waking up and not knowing where I'm at, not knowing who
Mm-hmm.
I'm with, like at worst, like like in the movies when they have the people are drunk
Yeah.
and she wakes up next to somebody she does not know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, that'd be a scary experience for me.
So you don't like the idea of hangover because you're scared that you might do something you'll regret when you're sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you mostly drink because school is stressful. Just gonna reiterate this just to make sure we're on the same page. But you drink because school can be stressful, and going out with your friends is a great way to unwind at the end of the week and kind of reset. But you don't necessarily enjoy the thought of not knowing what happened the night before. Yes.
Yeah, that's just not an option. I mean, as a nursing student, on top of that, videos can end your career
Mm-hmm.
in any major, but especially in nursing.
Mm. So is it all right if we go over some health risks involving alcohol?
Yes.
All right, and then as a nursing major, you know some of the risks, yes?
Yes.
All right, can you tell me some of the risks that you're aware of?
I know it can cause like liver failure. It can affect my brain development. So, because the brain still develops for a long time. I think it's like 25 the last
Mm-hmm.
time. That's
That's
why
right.
they tell us that we should start drinking at 21. But who wants to wait till 21? That takes forever. I mean, I've waited this long to get here, and then it's like, oh, you can have sex, and it's like, it don't come with the drinking. Like, oh, okay. And I don't want to be so dependent on drinking that I'll drink during pregnancy because I don't want to be responsible for my child having a defect that's caused by that, or
Mm-hmm.
worse, like dying like my cousin because
Yeah.
he had liver issues and just would not stop drinking, and he died right before my graduation. So I really don't want to go through that
Mm-hmm.
for my own kids
Yeah.
someday.
I'm really sorry to hear about your cousin,
Thank you.
but I'm really glad that that you've learned from those situations and kind of based your drinking on that. And it really sounds like you have a good grasp on the risks. I'm not surprised being a nursing student. So given what we've discussed, can you help me understand how you're feeling about making some changes in your use?
I think I'm ready to start making better choices. So
All right. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not ready at all and 10 being absolutely ready, how ready are you to change some aspects of your drinking?
I'd say at lowest a 7.
Okay. And then that's actually really high, so that's not terrible. But what makes you say 7 instead of, say, a 9?
Because I'm not trying to give up drinking completely. Like a 10 to me sounds like I'm giving it up,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I'm there yet because like I still want to be able to socialize and like a lot of my friends drink and I don't want to be like the person that's left out because like you're not drinking with us, like I'd feel really left out. It's like a lot of peer pressure. It's not that, but it's like the thought of being left out of every
Mm-hmm.
situation is like really lonely. And I've
Okay.
been there before. I don't want to be that way again.
All right. So then what makes you say a 7 instead of, say, a 6?
Um, I understand the risks of drinking and like everything that they'll bring up about drinking and stuff on TV and what you hear from classes and so forth. And I don't want to end up like my cousin, so I'd rather move forward and not have the stress on my family. The thought of like, oh, we're gonna bury somebody, and like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that serious. Like, I don't think they should ever have to worry about that with me.
Okay. So you're at about 7, like you said, and you're not ready to go completely cold turkey, but you definitely understand that it's time to make a change. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
time.
right. That's a really good start. So do you have any ideas of what changes you can make for now?
I know it's sad to say, but I honestly don't know where to start. I mean, at least I know I'm not as bad as I could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, when people have alcohol, they mix drinks and stuff, but I try to stick with like a juice or something, nothing
Mm-hmm.
like serious, like caffeine.
Yeah.
I almost did it one time, and I thought about my book from last year, and it was like, shouldn't mix caffeine drinks with alcohol, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh. But other than that, I honestly don't know.
That's really good. Um, do you mind if I give you some advice?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
All right. Oh, and by the way, it's perfectly normal to not really know where to go. A lot of people are very confused, and honestly, the important part is that you're willing to make the change. So, again, is it all right if I give you some advice just to get you started?
Yes.
All right. So, I would suggest cutting down on the number of drinks you have every night. Even just 1 or 2 drinks a night is going to make a huge impact on your overall health. So I suggest maybe when you go to a party, you take a certain number of straws or a certain number of cups, and after you use 1 straw or 1 cup for each drink, and once you're out of straws or out of cups, then you're done drinking for the night. Or if you go to a bar where you can't really bring your own cups or straws, you can put some hair ties on your wrist, and they can, as you drink, you can move them over from one wrist to the other. And again, once you're out of hair ties, then you're done drinking for the night.
That's really helpful. Thanks.
Of
I
course.
never would have thought about that, and I love hair ties and bracelets, so that actually works out really well for me.
Awesome. Well, do you have any questions for me?
No, not now, since I found out how to change my habits now instead of later.
All right. Well, if you want, I can give you my card on the way out, so that way, if you have any questions later, you can just give me a call, and I'd be happy to help you. Does that sound good?
It's nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you too. Glad I could help you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm really glad to see you back.
Hi, it's nice to see you.
Why don't you tell me how things have been going for you?
Well, I followed your advice and started keeping track of my drinks, and I love bracelets and stuff, so I started wearing my bracelets and I started using my rings and stuff, and it worked out, and I stopped going out on Sundays all the time, so I started, going to church more, so I wouldn't drink as often as I did.
That's really good. I'm glad to see that you're making some progress, and it sounds like you really have a good grasp of what you want to do and how you're going to go forward from here. So just keep that up, and you should be just fine.
Thank you so much for your help.
Of course. Anytime.
Thank you.